Hi, I'm Derek. I'm a lead software engineer in New York City. I'm rusty at interviewing, so I'm taking you on my journey of preparing for interviewing again. This is episode 1 of Derek Tries to Get a New Job. Today, we're starting the Grind75, a list of Leetcode questions based on the Blind 75 list that are meant to cover all of the major topics asked in coding interview questions by big tech companies. All right, let's begin. So this is the Grind75 list of questions. Like I mentioned, it is by the author of The Blind 75. And if you look, you can see that Grind 75, you can choose a number of weeks that you want to have your study plan go for and how much time you're willing to dedicate for each week. And then finally, it shows you the number of questions that are of each difficulty level and what topics it covers. So we're going to start with week 1. And just from the beginning. I've previously done this list before, but it's been a little bit of time, so we're going to start completely from scratch once again and go all the way through every single one as part of this YouTube series. All right, so the first question is to sum. Given an array of integers, numbers, and an integer target, return indices of the two numbers such that they add up to target. You may assume that each input would have exactly one solution, and you may not use the same element twice. You can return the answer in any order. All right, so I'm going to be using Python for this. Let's see, so it's got a list of numbers and a target, so we can probably store it in a map, the value to the index, and then if we've already seen it, seen the target minus the current number, then that is the answer, and we can return those indices. So that'll be a dictionary num or target minus num in scene, then return I and scene target minus num. So this is going to return the indices of that. Obviously, otherwise, we'll need to add it to scene. So scene of target minus or target of number equals I. Run that, pass those test cases, submit. All right, beats 82.89% of submissions. Okay, we can check that off. The next question is number 2, valid parentheses. Let's go to that. All right, so given a string containing just the characters, brackets, another type of bracket, and square brackets, determine if the string is valid. So problems with parentheses and nesting and stuff like that, that is very commonly a stack-based question. So let's go ahead and initialize a stack. In Python, we can just use an array that acts as a stack. We can push and pop onto that. And then for C in S, so for each character, if character is equal to bracket or C is equal to another opening bracket, or C is, let's see, I covered square bracket, curly bracket, and parentheses. So if it's an opening bracket, go ahead and add it to the stack. Otherwise, let's see, if it's not a opening bracket, then it's a closed bracket. So then if C equals a closing square bracket. Okay, well, first, if C, or no, if stack, okay, so if the stack is empty, we got to make sure that we don't break anything. So if the stack's empty, then there's nothing to pop, which means we know it's not valid. So we can return right here. Return false. Elif, it's a closing bracket, and stack, last element on the stack is an opening bracket. Then we can say stack.pop. Or we can say, the other case is it's a curly bracket. If it's an opening curly brackets on the stack, then we can pop that. And if we have parentheses, then parentheses match any of those pops. Otherwise, if it's none of those, that are on the stack, but then there's something else, return false. Okay, so this, I think, oh, no, okay, so what did I fuck up? You appended, popped it, oh, okay, so if we were successful, we never actually return true, so we return true. Run that again, pass all the test cases, submit. Oh, okay, so we have something else wrong. So it's not that if we get through everything, it is if stack return the length of stack equals 0. If it was valid, everything would be done. Let's go ahead and use this test case, run that again. Okay, that passes, submit that. All right. Not the fastest. So let's try submitting that one more time, see if it's just, it's just Python. All right, valid parentheses done. All right, number 3, merge 2 sorted lists. All right, so third problem of the night, merge 2 sorted lists. Let's see, okay, so these are linked lists. The list should be made by splicing together the nodes of the first 2 and then output. Okay, so a common thing is to create a dummy node just to make it easier. So we can say list node add, okay, and then p1, so we can have the pointer, can point to the start of list 1, p2 equals the start of list 2. At the end, we'll return head.next. So, let's see. These are 2 sorted lists, so we just need to pick whatever's the smaller of the 2. So while P1 and P2 and P. Yeah, okay. If P1 dot val is less than p2.val, or here, we'll just say less than or equal, then head dot next equals p1. This is a singly linked list. p1 dot next equals none. Unlink it. P1 equals 10. P2 dot next. P2 dot none. Head dot next equals p2. P2 equals temp. Okay, so it'll set all of those values. P3 dot next. So we don't want it to set it. We don't want to be messing with the head node in our for loop, otherwise we'll lose track of things, because we want to ultimately return at the end the head. So we need to keep track of it separately. So P1 P3 equals P3 dot next. Okay, so that should go through all of it while P1 and P2 are not none. P2, then return head dot next. Okay, submit. All right, that was successful. 3 problems down. All right, that should be a good stopping point for this video. All right, thanks everyone.